teams, we ask that you please rise as you are able for the playing of the national anthem. At this time, let's meet the starting lineups for the visiting Eagles of Benedictine University. At guard, number 0, Mackenzie Carroll. At guard, number 3, Jordan Carlquist. A guard, number 20, Sophia Hardy. A guard, number 21, Ryan O'Garrick. And a guard, number 32, Claire Lewandowski. Benedictine is coached by Oliver Wiseman and assisted by Todd Zazadil. And now let's meet the starting lineups for your Wheaton College Thunder. A senior guard from Victoria, Minnesota, number 4, Lily Schwen. A senior guard from Holt, Michigan, number 10, Anna Mooney. A junior forward from Northfield, Minnesota, number 25, Annika Richardson. At guard, a senior from Elburn, Illinois, number 33, Annie Tate. And at guard, a senior from Asheville, North Carolina, number 34, Caroline Sicking. Wheaton is coached by Kent Madsen and assisted by Joanna Gutkowski and Laura Egan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this presentation of Wheaton College Women's Basketball here on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. I'm Dominic Brown alongside my co-host Jacob Fatma. We're here with a good game tonight, folks. We've got the Wheaton College Thunder against the Benedictine Eagles. Wheaton is 2-0 in their young season so far with wins over Bethany Lutheran and against UW-Oshkosh. In those games, who were the players that were the main performers, and who are we looking to see action from tonight?
Yeah, the last two games have seen just incredible performances by Caroline Sicking, giving her, in her 27-point performance last time out, she received the CCIW Player of the Week nod. And the two-headed monster of Annie Tate and Caroline Sicking will be the key to this game for this Thunder team. Absolutely. Two players are much harder to slow down. And Benedictine's going to have to look to spread the ball around. They only have one major scorer as Annie Tate takes a shot right away.
Absolutely, and Annie Tate opens the scoring here with a 3 after Wheaton wins the tip-off. And we are underway at King Arena. It's going to be taken up the floor by Carroll. Carroll passes to the outside. Carroll looking for opportunities around the perimeter. She's going to send it out to number 32, Lewandowski. It's going to be Carlquist. Looks on the inside, but she's going to be rejected at the rim as Schwenn's going to take it up the floor. Look to Richardson. Richardson looking to drive. She's going to send it across court to Tate. Tate's going to send it back to Richardson. Gets it into Schwen. Pass to Sicking, and Caroline Sicking converts with another basket.
Wheaton moving early. 2 quick baskets, and we're already have a timeout here from Benedictine.
Wow, so far some explosive plays here from Wheaton as they're getting into the scoring early.
The key to this game is just getting those 2 players going early. We saw in the first game against Wisconsin Lutheran that it took a little bit for Caroline to get going. But once she did, the score just opened up and everything went a lot easier for this Thunder team. And it's going to be up to Benedictine to find a way to stop them. It's going to be very tough because one player is easy, but two players are much tougher.
Absolutely. Benedictine currently 0-2 in their early season, having a tough loss to the 22nd ranked University of Chicago, while also getting an opportunity against another CCIW opponent in Elmhurst. It's going to be Carroll who took it up the floor. He's going to send it out to O'Garrick. O'Garrick trying to work way inside, sends it back to Carroll. Carroll trying to drive inside, but staunchly defended there by Mooney. And she's going to have stepped out of bounds, I believe. Or no, they're going to call a foul.
Foul on the baseline. That's going to be number 10 for the Thunder. And we're going to get a quick throw in here.
Absolutely. We'll see if foul trouble plays a role in this game against UW-Oshkosh. It played a bit of a role in the later goings of it. Benedictine will need all they can get to try to beat this Thunder team. He passed to the outside for Carlwist. He sent back to Carroll. Carroll trying to drive inside, defended by Mooney. Shot clock winding down to 7 as we see Benedictine trying to get anything going. Nice pass to the inside, and they're going to convert for the first basket. It's Carlwist with the pass. The score by Benedictine to make it 5-2. Drive inside by Schwen, kicked out to Tate. As Richardson gets on the outside. Schwinn, the pass inside to Sicking. Unfortunately, unable to convert on that one. Sent back up the floor by O'Garrick. Sent back to Carroll. Carroll driving on the inside, puts it up. She's going to get the foul, and she's going to get the in-one.
And we'll see if we get a replay on that one here. An incredible shot, incredible movement by number 0. We didn't quite get that replay, but it did look like just not being straight up on the blocking. Just unfortunate happenings early for this Wheaton team, getting in foul trouble early.
Mackenzie Carroll, one of the main ball handlers here for the Eagles, gets them to a tied game. All of a sudden, we are at 5-5.
And we are getting that replay here. It's just on the run. Beautiful opportunity for this Eagle team.
Tate's going to send it back out to Kate Oliver, who's in the game. Tate's going to pull for another 3, and she's going to connect again. Annie Tate with the 3, and it's 8-5 Wheaton. Carroll will pass it outside. It's going to be O'Garrick. O'Garrick trying to get anything inside. She stays in the perimeter. Is Benedictine unable to get anything working on the inside. Nice defense, and there's going to be a traveling violation. And we'll be on Ryan O'Garrick.
I mean, O'Garrick has to get going early in this game if Benedictine wants to stand a chance. She is the only player in double figures for that team. So without her being able to keep it clean and keep these scores going, it's going to be very tough for this team as we get a steal.
And Benedictine is able to get the turnover here. It's going to send out to Carroll. Carroll will flip it back over to Jordan Carlwist. Carlwist is going to take the pull-up jumper, and it's going to bounce off the rim and no good. Good shot by Carlwist, but unable to connect. Sickink up the floor, taking it herself, and she's going to lay it in. Caroline Sickink once again controlling and running the floor here for the Thunder. Kenzie Carroll, the top of the key, is going to try to set up the offense. He's going to send it out to O'Garrick, back to Carroll. Carroll staunchly defended by Oliver. It's going to be a pull-up shot, and that's going to be good. I believe that'll be Levidoski for the Eagles. He sent out Oliver looking for a response. Sickink on the baseline, trying to get things going. Nice pass, but unfortunately over the head of Schwinn, but Schwinn's able to corral it. Richardson's going to try a 3, and it's going to bang off the back iron. Nice rebound and a foul. Believe that'll be called. Yeah, it's going to be called on Wheaton. No, that is going to be called on Benedictine, but it'll be under the basket.
Yeah, that's Claire Lewandowski getting the foul there over the back, just a little bit too aggressive on that play as it quickly goes back into Caroline Sickink, who goes straight into the basket.
Wow. Caroline Sickink doing it again, dominating the floor, showing her explosiveness, and that's going to be out of bounds, and it's going to be Wheaton basketball.
Just trying to run a little bit too quick down the floor here. You want to get those quick buckets back, but unfortunately, you just got to hold on to the ball a little bit better than that.
Absolutely, Benedictine trying to play Wheaton's game. As Tate's going to send it to Richardson's going to pass it inside to Sicking. Sicking goes up and puts it in again. Kenzie Carroll trying to jump start the Benedictine offense here. Lots of perimeter action, not as much getting the ball inside. It's going to be sent out to Carlwist. Carlwist looking for an opportunity, guarded by Schwinn, goes over to the left hand, drives it to the hoop herself, but unfortunately misses the layup. Rebound there by Carroll, and there's going to be a traveling violation called. It's going to be O'Garrick again.
And like I said earlier, if she just needs to keep it clean. She had another clean look at the basket, just unable to keep it without a traveling violation. Something you can't have at this point in the game already.
Absolutely, a lot of missed opportunities here for the Eagles. Schwinn's going to send it in. It's going to be Richardson at the top of the key, looking for an opportunity to get it inside. He's going to fire it in, but the pass is going to be deflected. That'll be Autumn Rucker, first time calling her name for the Benedictine side. Schwinn will take it out from under the basket. Looking for Sickink underneath again. Sickink is going to be fouled immediately. I think that was Cami Hurst on the foul.
And yeah, you can see just Caroline or Sickink just a little bit too fast in there, and this defense unable to keep up with her so far in this game.
Seems like they started to incorporate the double team on Sickink, and she passes it back out to Richardson. Oliver's going to try to drive in now. Seems like the zone defense been incorporated by Benedictine. As it passed outside to Sickink. Sickink driving to the rim, and she's going to convert once more.
Incredible run to the basket every time so far for Sickink. 8 points already.
Absolutely dominant so far here by Sickink. Their 10th point on the game. It's going to be passed to the inside, kicked back out, shot around the rim, but there's going to be another traveling violation. This time it'll be Jordan Carlwist.
You just can't have that for Benedictine. You're already falling behind in this game, and you can't just keep trying to run with this Wheaton team. You got to slow it down and make it your own pace.
Absolutely. It was a good passing attempt, but a shuffle of the feet, and it's back to Wheaton's ball. Annie Tate and drive inside. It's going to be kicked out to Oliver on the outside, who will swing it back around to Tate. Tate's going to take the three. It's going to be a little off the mark. Rebound there for Oliver. So Oliver's going to try to drive up past to Sickink on the inside. It's going to be put up no good, but there's going to be a foul underneath the basket.
Beautiful run to the baseline, and once again, Sickink in the perfect place, getting fouled on that rebound, missing that shot up.
Absolutely.
Correction, fouling the shot.
Yeah, Caroline Sickink will be shooting 2 here. So far, she's been dynamo on the inside, getting a lot of opportunities to both run to the basket and second chance opportunities on missed shots. And she makes the first one. 17-8 now. Wheaton really punching Benedictine in the mouth here early with an early attack. And the second one goes in and out, but the rebound goes to Richardson, kicked out to Sickink. Sickink looking to drive inside. She's going to kick back out to Richardson, who's going to throw it across the court to Oliver. Oliver trying to get it inside, and they find Schwinn. Schwinn immediately double team, kick back out to Oliver for 3, and connects! Katie Oliver with a second chance points.
4-point trip for the Thunder. That's exactly the opposite of what you want if you're this Eagle defense.
20-8 here in the early goings. Wheaton pouring it on. As Carroll's going to try to drive on the inside. There's going to be another whistle, and it'll be another turnover for Benedictine.
And that ruled a carry, I believe.
It was a stop and start, you're right.
And that's Mackenzie Carroll who gets called on that one, and it's going to be quickly thrown back in. And this team is falling backwards. They need to learn how, or this Benedictine team needs to slow it down, because they cannot run with this Thunder offense.
Absolutely, the Thunder offense having its will so far. Pass inside to Sickink again, kicked out to Oliver. That's going to be Martin, Alexis Martin into the game, who's going to drive it up, and she's going to get fouled on the shot. Alexis Martin getting her first opportunity into this game. Role player for Wheaton, but coming up with a clutch 3 in the Bethany Lutheran game, and known for providing a spark off the bench. going to be shooting the first of 2, and it goes in. Friendly home roll off the rim. Second shot goes. It'll be a 22-8 lead here. It's Autumn Rucker is going to take it up the floor, looking to see if she can provide Benedictine with any spark. So far, it's going to be passed out. That's going to be number 21, O'Garrick. O'Garrick looks back to Rucker. Rucker working on Richardson, passes back into O'Garrick. O'Garrick's going to go up. Good shot and a foul.
And Benedictine hopefully going to be taking this to get a little bit more momentum. As you can see, Oliver just reaching over. Got to be straight up on those. It's a little bit unfortunate that Benedictine will be taking these free throws. The first one clatters off the front of the rim.
Absolutely, sometimes the ball knows, but an opportunity here for Benedictine to try to get back into this game, and the second shot is made by O'Garrick. Feborowski, first time into the game, is going to send it up the floor. She's going to take the pass back from Richardson, but it's going to be a traveling violation on Feborowski. First travel for Wheaton today.
And both these teams just trying to be a little bit too quick on their opportunities. Slow it down and you won't get those turnovers that will cost you so much in this game as another one comes.
And it's going to be maybe an over back here. This coach is calling it push it up the floor. Because eventually, I believe that was number 20, Sophia Hardy does. Going to send it back out to Rucker. Rucker with the shot, and she's going to get it.
Beautiful push in by Rucker.
It's going to be a trap here. Double team on Oliver. Oliver looking to try to penetrate on the inside. Is going to set back out. Finds Martin on the inside, trying to get it inside to Sitkink, but it's going to be off her hands and out of bounds. Took a little bit there. Benedictine pleading for the ball to go back to their side. Rucker will take it up the floor. Benedictine down 22-11 here. Wheaton having their way so far. Rucker's going to drive it in, try to score, but it's going to be no good and no foul on the play. Sitkink trying to run the floor. Oliver's open on the outside, doesn't see her. Passes out to Feborowski, sends it to Martin. Martin to the corner for Richardson, who pulls up, no good off the front iron. Feborowski the rebound, sends it to Martin. They're going to try with Richardson again. This time they'll kick it inside to Sitkink. Sitkink trying to drive, she'll put it up, and she'll get the basket.
Sitkink just absolutely unstoppable in these early minutes. I believe that's 13 points for her already in this game. Absolutely incredible run of form.
Absolutely, and there's going to be a foul on Sitkink as the ball was passed underneath. I believe that was number 20, Sophia Hardy, into the game for Benedictine. Sitkink and Richardson both go to the bench. And that'll be Rachel Brady into the game as well. I believe Annie Tate returns to the floor. It's going to be kicked out. A 3 try for Benedictine, no good. Shot was taken there by Lewandowski, and Katie Olivers wants to run the floor. She's going to send it to Tate. Tate looking for an opportunity to drive inside. She does. Ball is stripped away, though, by Benedictine, and there's going to be a run as Benedictine is going to put it up and get the points, and the foul as well.
Autumn Rucker trying to will her team back, scoring, I believe it was the last 5 of their points. Just running the floor and somehow, by the grace of God, drawing the foul.
Absolutely, a nice stop and start there for Rucker as she's able to draw the foul. Still a 24-13 lead. Benedictine a long way to go. Wheaton still with a good cushion. This is one of the first sparks we've seen from Benedictine so far. And she's going to convert on the 1-and-1. 24-14 here. Tate will inbound to Alyssa Feborowski. Some role players getting opportunities here in this game with Sitkink off the floor. Feborowski is going to pass it over to Martin. Martin back to Feborowski, who's looking to try to go inside. Martin will go inside, take the step, and is going to send the errant shot. Attempt by Tate, which is no good, and the rebound will go to Benedictine. run the floor, pass back up. It's going to be number 20 who sends it over the rim. I believe that was Hardy who sent it over, and Wheaton's able to recover. Oliver looking to run the floor. Tate goes for the shot, decides not to. Feborowski with the open 3 attempt, and it's good! Alyssa Feborowski with her first points of the game.
Wheaton absolutely rolling at the moment, and Benedictine finally slowing this game down a little bit, making a half-court game exactly where they need to be.
Absolutely. 17 seconds left on the clock. 27-14 here in the first quarter. A 3 ball from Benedictine. It's going to be off the front rim by Lewandowski. Pass back out. Rebound. Lewandowski is going to try for another 3. That will again be off the rim, and the rebounds to Martin. Martin looking to push the tempo, and the clock's going to strike zeros. What a first half here for the Wheaton offense. Caroline Sicking, 13 points, 27-14 so far. And wow, what an explosive play we've seen from the Wheaton offense.
Yeah, just unable to be stopped by this Benedictine defense, and Benedictine just letting them have their way with the tempo of this game, trying to run Wheaton's speed, which is exactly the opposite of what they've clearly needed in this game. I mean, you keep seeing Annie Tate and Caroline Sicking both just dominating the floor, and whatever that they're both on, they're just taking all of the attention off other players and allowing a lot of their teammates to be wide open at the three-point line.
Absolutely. Some of the strategies we've seen early on from Wheaton. Wheaton likes to run that up-tempo game, likes to get the ball to Sicking underneath, kick out to Tate for 3, and so far they've had their will. Now, for Benedictine in this second quarter, what are some of the things they need to do to try to clean up their play and get back into this game?
Well, we saw at the end of the quarter, and they didn't really convert on any of these attempts, but when they moved the ball well, they were getting open looks. Annie Tate did miss. We saw that right at the end of the quarter. That's the one that comes to mind. She did miss and was a little bit late to an opportunity on the three-point line. If Benedictine just needs to keep the ball moving and keep those attempts up, because if they keep taking these wasteful opportunities while covered, it's just not going to work out for them.
Absolutely. So far here, Wheaton having their will as they've gotten out to one of the larger leads that we've seen from them. Both the Bethany Lutheran game and Oshkosh game were relatively tight. Both were under 10 points in their finale. We'll see if Benedictine has a little fight here in the second half. Mackenzie Carroll will command the offense for the Eagles. He's going to pass out to, I believe that was O'Garrick, and there's going to be a traveling call on O'Garrick once again.
And O'Garrick, like I said earlier, she needs to keep it clean. And that's something I probably should have said at the break, but her keeping it clean is the shaping point of this game for Benedictine.
Tate looking to try to get it inside. He's going to kick it out to Feborowski. Feborowski will drive. Nice defense there by Benedictine as they've shifted into a zone. Pass to Oliver. Oliver, no opportunity on the inside. Brady will send it around to Feborowski. Feborowski's going to try for the pull-up jumper, which goes in and out, and the rebound's going to go to Benedictine, and there's going to be a foul on Wheaton.
Foul on Annie Tate over the back on that rebound attempt. Or maybe that was Alexis Martin. Couldn't tell if they ruled on 33 or 23.
Either way, it's going to be Benedictine ball. It's going to be passed out to Jordan Carquist. Carquist will kick it out to O'Garrick. O'Garrick will find Carroll. Carroll thought about the jumper, but decides not to. Wheaton makes a switch, and there's going to be a tip away for Kate Oliver as she's able to steal it. Oliver will kick it out to Tate. They will send it to Martin. Martin on the baseline. Pass recovered. Then that's going to be stripped away from Tate as the steal by Carlwist. He's going to try to run the floor. Errant pass, but luckily for Benedictine, the ball will be out on Katie Oliver.
Beautiful opportunity, just running a little bit too close to the baseline. If she had maybe a step back of where she, pass was a step back, might have been a beautiful layup opportunity on the fast break.
And that was a smart play to send it off of Oliver to get the ball back. Autumn Rucker to inbound. She'll send it to O'Garrick. O'Garrick trying to drive inside on Richardson. She's going to spin the other way, put it up, and it's going to be off the rim, no good. As it'll be out of bounds. No, not out of bounds. Going to be corralled by Schwinn. Schwinn passes up the floor, Sicking back into the game. Schwinn will kick it to Mooney. Mooney trying to drive inside the baseline. Back to Schwinn. Richardson at the top of the key will pass it to Tate. Tate looking to try to get inside. Good defense here for Benedictine as Carroll follows Tate. Carroll will now try to get the steal and does. That's going to be number 5, Hanley, who's able to recover and slows down the tempo a little bit.
Benedictine doing exactly what's necessary to just make this a half-court game, and we've seen a lot more success with this already for them in this period.
It's gonna be kicked out there to Rucker. Rucker is gonna send it to O'Garrick. O'Garrick trying to get inside, but the pass was blocked or broken up by Sicking as Schwinn will run the floor once more. Schwinn sends it out to Sicking. Sicking looking to drive inside. She's gonna put up the floater. It's gonna be no good off the rim. Battle for the rebound, but O'Garrick is gonna get away with it. It's gonna be another pass that's route controlled there by Hardy. And there's gonna be a double dribble called on Benedictine.
Just errors you can't be having at this point in the game.
So far we've seen a plethora of turnovers here from Benedictine, definitely trying to run the floor and keep up with Wheaton's tempo. Mooney is going to send it to Tate. Tate fakes the 3, then drives inside. He's going to put up the floater, no good. Sicking with the rebound, gets it, and the foul!
Beautiful follow-up play by Sicking, just chasing that ball down and absolutely relentless, going straight through her defenders to get the foul.
It's going to be the 15th points of the game for Sicking, looking to get her 16th here from the charity stripe. Sicking to get Wheaton to 30. And it's good. It's going to be a 30-14 game here. Wheaton with a sizable lead as Benedictine looks to recover. Rucker took it up the floor, and now it's going to be Carlquist. He's going to send it to number 32, Lewandowski. Lewandowski passes it back in, put up, no good there on the attempt by Hardy, as Tate is going to have the ball. Tate sends it to Richardson. Richardson inside pass to Schwinn. Schwinn's going to kick it out to Mooney. Mooney for 3, and it's good! Nice passing there from the Wheaton offense as it was kicked in to Sicking, out to Mooney for the 3. We pass Mooney on the defensive end this time. The drive attempt by Hanley. Hanley will kick it out to Lewandowski. Lewandowski trying to make something happen. He'll send it to Hardy. Hardy pass inside to Rucker, rejected by Schwinn. Rucker's able to pass it back out. 3 attempt for Hanley, and it's going to be in and out. And the rebound was controlled by Richardson, but Benedictine was able to get it back, and they're going to kick it to the corner where the ball will be held and controlled by Carlquist. Carlquist going to try to send it inside. That ball is going to be an errant pass as Schwinn is able to recover and run the floor for Wheaton. Tate will send it to Sicking. Sicking passes it inside to Richardson, and good. And a timeout here for Benedictine. 35-14.
This Thunder team just running the floor. I mean, if you're going to let Caroline take, or you're going to let Sicking take that type of run, you're going to either chase her down or leave someone open. And there really is no other way to do, or for Benedictine to prevent points. They just need to stop her from making those runs time and time again.
Absolutely. We saw Caroline Sicking be dominant from the short game underneath and with that floater. So the extra pass to Richardson left completely undefended. Currently 35-14 here. More points for Wheaton, and we've seen Benedictine get a little bit back into the offense, but they're still trying to run the tempo and run the floor.
Yeah, and they haven't scored any points this period yet, and that's a stat that's going to be the jarring one for them. They have looked much better this period and have nothing to show for it. I mean, you can tell even by the scoreline, they slowed this Wheaton team down. They did exactly what they needed to do if they wanted to get back in. They just haven't executed on the offensive end.
That's a good point. Wheaton on an 8-0 run here with 6 minutes left in the quarter. First 4 minutes being absolutely dominated by Wheaton as Caroline Sicking, 16 points already, set her career high yesterday with 27, and there's a lot of time left in this game. I mean, obviously don't want to fall into the announcer's curse, but so far, really good point totals for Sicking.
And it seems like she will hit that mark unless she is sat for the entire second half. And that's the only way I can see that not happening at this point.
Absolutely, absolute dominant run here for Sikink in the early goings against Benedictine. With 32, Lewandowski control the ball in the corner, sent over to Hardy. Hardy trying to drive inside on Sikink. Hardy's going to put it up, and it's going to be no good. Off the front of the basket as Sikink controls the floor. Schwinn is going to run it, kicks it to Mooney in the corner. Mooney will send it back to Sikink. Deflected temporarily, but Sikink's able to regain control. Sikink inside to Tate. A lot more physical play from Benedictine, and that's going to result in a foul. You see it was a good trapped attempt, but fortunately a little too much contact.
And when making those attempts to get a trap or get a turnover, you just can't be that physical. You have to be able to be right on it without pushing it too far.
Sikink trying to send it to Schwinn, but the pass is going to be broken up, juggled around a bit, and it's going to result in a tie-up between Mooney, I believe that was Lewandowski, and the ball is going to go back to Benedict, or no, it's going to be with Wheaton. The ball will stay with Wheaton as the possession arrow goes to the Thunder, and Schwinn will inbound. Schwinn, take it from top of the key, will send it into Tate. Tate's going to try to get it inside to Sikink. Sikink's going to put it up, and what else? She's going to convert. 37-14 here. Wheaton absolutely dominating. Carlquist is going to send it to Lewandowski. Lewandowski trying to make something happen. Carroll kind of trying to drive inside. Pass out to, I believe that's Rucker. Rucker's going to send it across the floor. 3 attempt is going to be no good, and the ball is going to be out of bounds. I believe it was temporarily corralled there by Richardson, as Sikink will have possession. Sikink driving on the inside. She's going to take the Euro step and bank it off the glass and in.
20 points for Sikink. We're still in the first half. This is going to be an incredible run.
Gosh, and the trap as Carroll picked up her dribble. It's going to be recovered there by Carlquist. He's going to send to Lewandowski in the corner. It's going to be Rucker driving, sends it to Brady. It'll be Carlquist trying to drive inside. It's going to send it across. Nice pass there. Lewandowski for 3, and it's going to be good.
Benedictine finally getting on the board. 4 minutes left in this period. They're going to be looking for more of that as Wheaton has already doubled their score.
It's good ball movement as Wheaton looks to counter with ball movements on zones. Nice pass by Richardson on the inside, and Tate with a finish. 41-17 here. 3:50 in the second half left. Benedictine. Carlquist is going to send it to Lewandowski in the corner. Lewandowski trying once more, no good. It's going to be rebound by Rucker. Rucker's going to take her own shot, no good. Rebound by Richardson. And Schwinn is going to have the opportunity to run the floor once more. Schwinn's going to send it to Richardson. Finds Mooney in the corner. The defense in shambles. Racked off the rim, but the follow-up is good from Tate. And another timeout there for Benedictine.
Both of Wheaton's heads of state, if you will, just standing right under the rim, waiting for that rebound. Absolutely perfect positioning by them. And it is important to note, Annie Tate has outscored this entire Benedictine team so far in this game.
Wow.
Just an incredible stat line for her in this first half.
Absolutely. So far, 43-17 here. Benedictine with 3 points on the Lewandowski 3, but for Wheaton, absolute dominance in the offensive showing so far. What have we seen from this Wheaton team on their offensive side of the floor?
And like I said, just a lot of movement going right through, but really they've been just relying on Caroline Sikink, and Benedictine has been taking the bait. They have been covering only her, and they've been double teaming her, just leaving someone wide open. And those role players for Wheaton have been able to convert time and time again, which is going to help this team down the stretch as they're seeming to be very deep.
Absolutely. We saw Anna Mooney hitting a clutch 3 after Sikink was on the double team and she was wide open in the corner. It's going to be passed out there. Number 21, O'Garrick. O'Garrick trying to get going here for Benedictine. It's going to be kicked out. It's going to be number 23, Matthey, for the first time. This jumper by Carlquist is going to be good.
And the cover coming off the basket finally for this Benedictine team. Finally getting on the board. And more than once in this period.
Richardson is going to look for Oliver. Oliver's going to get the errant pass. Tate looking to try to get inside on this defense. She's going to put it up, and she's going to get the roll.
Annie Tate also having a pretty good stat line of her own tonight, not willing to be outdone by Sicking.
Will be the 12 points for Annie Tate so far. It's going to be Carroll trying to drive around Oliver, and she's able to and gets the basket. Mackenzie Carroll with one of the leading scorers here for Benedictine. Closes the gap, but still 45-21. The jumper by Tate is going to be no good. Rebound there by Schwinn. Sicking's able to recover. Sinking trying to drive to the basket, kicks it off her knee, able to recover, but the ref says she stepped on the line.
Sicking just running everywhere right now, just keeping possession for the Thunder. As Annie Tate will come off here along with Schwinn.
Absolutely. I believe that's going to be Lily Cato into the game for the first time, and Feborowski also subs in as well for Wheaton. Cato, the 5'7" freshman from Calsa, California, making her first appearance in this young season. She's going to get instantly tested as the 3 ball by Lewandowski is going to be no good.
And Benedictine just taking these shots that they're contested. They're not really good looks all the time, and that's just not what you want at this point in the game, as you're already putting yourself out of it.
Feborowski is going to try to find Cato in the corner. Cato will send it back to Feborowski. Sicking trying to find someone else, but Sicking is just going to do it herself. She's going to take it to the basket, no good, as O'Garrick gets the rebound. O'Garrick will pass it out to Carroll. Carroll, the stop and start, is going to kick it out. That's going to be number 24, Haley Williams, into the game for the first time. Williams is going to try to send it in, battling Richardson underneath. She's going to kick it back out to O'Garrick. O'Garrick trying to spin, goes to the basket, and good. O'Garrick gets her first non-free throw of the game. It's going to be 45-23 with 44 seconds and counting left. Cato trying to get her first basket of the season, kicked out to Sicking. Sicking left all by herself and connects. Wow.
Expect nothing less. If you're going to leave her that wide open, she might as well do everything to take it. That's just incredible that she just left with that much, with just acres of space.
A lot of real estate there to leave on Caroline Sicking, and the steal by Richardson. Sicking running the floor, passes it to Oliver. Oliver up, no good. Sicking, the second chance opportunity, and she's going to be fouled.
And it's that follow-up play from Sicking that has just been the difference so far in this offensive possession for the Thunder. Just getting that rebound, putting herself in the perfect possession for it. And she now gets the free throws because of it.
Sicking take her first shot. Already 20 points. Her career high is 27, and we're not even at halftime. And it's going to be 21. Sicking will make the second one. 5 points away from tying last night's total of 27. And we still have 12 seconds left here in the first half. Carroll, they're going to try to drive, make something happen for Benedictine. Sends it to O'Garrick. O'Garrick is going to be called for the travel, as Wheaton will have 3.5 left to bring it to 50. Richardson will inbound. Feborowski, and there's going to be another traveling call on Wheaton this time. And 2.2 seconds left for Benedictine to do something.
If you're Benedictine, you're just kind of looking for just a quick shot here. Just get it in as quick as you can. 2 seconds is a lot of time in basketball. So you're just trying to get a clean look as she's going straight into the inbound.
And that's going to be batted off the hand of Brady. Let's see who they rule it for. And yes, that's going to be, yep, I believe that's going to be Wheaton ball. Or no, that's going to be Benedictine ball as Carroll inbounds underneath. It's going to be sent in to try to jump shoot, no good. It's going to be out of bounds, and a very long 2 seconds here. We still have 0.5 of a second, and that was going to be called a shooting foul, as O'Garrick is going to get some points with the clock stopped here for Benedictine to go into the half. First shot's going to be made.
And you have to give props to this Wheaton defense for just keeping O'Garrick out of this game. It's just allowed their entire team not to get going as Benedictine gets over the point total of Caroline Sicking.
Brady will take the inbound, no time to do anything, and that's the half. 49-25, Wheaton all over Benedictine here. Caroline Sicking with 24 points here in the first half. Wheaton showing their will. Annie Tate having 12 points to boot, and so far a dominant one here at King Arena. Dominic Brown, Jacob Fabma will be back for the second half.
I think one of the fun things about deciding where to go to college is that all of your peers are in kind of the same place. Remember, other people have done this, other people have gone before me and will come after me and are going through it with me now. It's not as isolating as it may feel. I didn't really know what I was looking for at first. It started with me just scrolling through website after website of colleges. I knew I wanted something that was medium-sized. I knew that I wanted a strong natural sciences department. I knew that I wanted to be challenged academically inside the classroom, but I also didn't want life to stop in the classroom. I'm grateful that I was able to visit as many schools as I did. A large part of my decision to attend Wheaton was influenced by my campus visit. What instantly stood out to me was that everyone on campus was smiling. I felt welcomed, I felt appreciated, seen, and wanted. And so the application process itself was really joy-filled. The decision process was quite a different story. I got the decisions and acceptances and rejections back, and rejections stung. I became very stressed. I started to question, do I want to keep going to school? Do I want to go far? Do I want to come closer to home? And that's where I really started to ask, okay, what are the options remaining before me? And Wheaton was again at the top. I started to work with Ellen, my admissions counselor. I just worked with her really closely and had several hour-long phone calls just talking through what does a Wheaton education look like, what is the value of a Wheaton education, and got to have personal conversations and interactions. So even during a time that was really stressful, I felt valued and seen as a whole person rather than just a GPA and test scores.
Neuroscience is the study of probably the most unique organ on the planet, the human brain. What does it mean to be a human person? And then what does it mean to live the good life as a result of understanding that? Where a vast majority of the work is right now is helping cure neurodegenerative disease. Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, and our National Institute of Health has been pouring money into trying to understand these diseases. There is a lot of hope for discovery that can really impact somebody's life. It's very easy for an undergraduate student to get involved in research. One of my more recent grads is working with one of the top spinal surgeons in the country, and because of his experience doing research here, he was able to just work his way right into that lab. A majority of my students go on to med school, but I had a physics student who is working for Tesla. We've had philosophy students, and we've had folks from the Bible and theology department come in and really press us hard to be precise about how we're talking about what it means to be a human person. A student in our conservatory here took one of my classes and did a project on the neuroscience of music therapy, and this whole world was opened up. She had a passion for both music and science, and she was able to combine them in a way that she just hadn't seen possible before being here. Any student that is just curious about themselves and the way that they work is going to be really well positioned to study the brain. Faith and science can coexist really well. The unique thing about coming to Wheaton to study neuroscience is the integrative nature of it. You are going to learn about how your brain works and how the cells work and how the neural circuits work, but we won't stop there. We will also teach you about your spirit and your soul and how that might interact with your brain to make you who you are. And so I hope that we're putting students out into the world that can answer the big neuroscientific questions, but then can also challenge their colleagues and their audiences to think deeper and to think more carefully about what it means to be a human person.
When I first came to college, I thought I knew exactly what my career path would look like. I had my 5-year plan, my 10-year plan, and that all changed drastically, and now my plan looks nothing like that, and that is absolutely okay. In the process of choosing my major, I got so stressed out. I wish that I would have just trusted that in the Lord's timing I would figure it out. It's completely okay not to know your major when you first apply. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay, it's gonna work out, and I think college is the place that you can figure that out. It's also totally okay if you know exactly what you wanna do, what you wanna study. You actually don't need to declare a major until your sophomore year, so you'll have lots of time to explore different classes. You can go to different lectures on campus. You can talk to professors and hear different perspectives on the world and on different fields of study. We have our Center for Vocation and Career, which provides students with lots of resources to help think through their vocation. And your faculty and advisors always have their doors open to you if you ever want to talk or have questions. College is the time to explore. It's a time to learn about different things that maybe you haven't in the past. And it's a time to develop passions and continue pouring into passions you already have. Yes, this is definitely an important decision, but remember that the Lord is with you, and don't let the importance of the decision steal the joy from this amazing opportunity that you have ahead of you.
When you're looking at colleges, you may look at the sticker price and say to yourself, I'm not applying to that school because I can't afford it. And I would caution you to not close any doors because there is this price tag that is just out of reach. Cost is an important factor, but there's so many other factors to consider. At Wheaton College, we offer academic scholarships as well as Wheaton Grant, which is need-based aid from the college. So a student may receive scholarships in the range of $10,000 to full tuition. They may also receive significant Wheaton grant based on need, and we determine that, like most institutions do, based on the information that is found on the free application for federal student aid. Colleges aren't commodities. They're not all the same, and there'll be value questions that you have to ask along the way. There's value in knowing that Wheaton alumni have done very well across the board. That we have students from 50 states and over 160-year history. There's value in that. But I also think there's value in the fact that you will be with a group of peers who are excellent in their academic endeavors, but also who love Jesus Christ. You are not just a student who is performing well in the classroom, but that you are a person that has great potential to serve God's kingdom. You're going to be challenged to grow in your faith because you want to be tested and you want to understand what your theological non-negotiables are. So think about the community you're going to be a part of and how they're going to engage you. We want to challenge you to think about why you believe what you believe by people who will encourage you and motivate you. This is an investment that has strong return, not just for you in terms of career, but for you as a follower of Jesus Christ who will be called to great things. Let us work closely with your family. Let us find out more. We work with great expectation and with hope. We do not want to give up on your calling to be at Wheaton College.
Wheaton College Summer Institute is basically this 2-week event in which students from all over the world can participate. It does a very good job of integrating education, social life, and spiritual life into a very safe environment.
There's so many course offerings, from Shakespeare to music to visual arts to theology.
Each student picks a class and they really hone in on a specific subject.
And we're kind of getting like a foretaste of the college experience.
So we're sleeping in the dorms and we eat in saga. It's the full experience, but only for a 2-week period.
And they give college credit. Like, when looking at whether or not to do this, I was like, there's no downside.
You know, the schedule is incredible.
I've spent a lot of time in class, probably about 4 hours a day, but also a lot of time hanging out.
Then we're going for ice cream and we're going into Wheaton.
You enjoy it, you have fun, you get to meet new people.
And what I like about it a lot is that the people are so accepting. The people that will just take you as you are and won't criticize you or judge you.
The relationships I've built with people here have been really valuable.
Here, I'm always with someone, I'm always talking, I'm always having a great time, I'm always learning.
And at the same time, building that community with these people who are so different. With people from Colombia and Mexico and Texas and North Carolina. But we can all, find that kind of center of what we all believe and build relationships from that.
Wheaton College Summer Institute is a place where you will grow in your faith, meet very extraordinary people, and learn something you're passionate about.
It has the potential to be so formative that there's no way you shouldn't do it.
Someone who is insatiably curious will thrive in a Christian liberal arts environment. Being a Christian liberal arts student causes you to expect to encounter God and expect to encounter dialogue with other disciplines. I think it creates a posture of wonder, and that's just a great thing for every aspect of life. I was in Calc 1, and my professor was having us read through Romans 12 in Calc 1. And it really invited me to see God at work and to prepare my heart, even in those first few minutes of class, to recognize and say, God is here, and do I have eyes to see him? And do I have eyes to see the way that he's at work? They don't say that any discipline is off limits from God, or that God is off limits from any discipline. Wheaton really does prime you to be a very well-rounded student that's able to think about questions from many different angles and not just provide a cookie-cutter answer, but really engage with content in a deep and meaningful and intentional way. I got one-on-one time with professors, and they not only cared about my studies, but they also cared about my spiritual well-being and about how I was doing personally. The opportunity to have professors that are spiritual mentors and have PhDs in Old Testament or quantum mechanics or poverty and international relations is amazing. And you get the opportunity to interact with so many other students of different disciplines that all love Jesus and want to love and worship him in what they do. And that's amazing too. And I love Wheaton. Wheaton invited me to dig deep into both the scientific learning I was doing and dig deep into my faith. I have grown in my ability to offer all of myself to the practice that I'm doing as an act of worship. That's what the Christian liberal arts can help form in you, is to do everything to the glory of God.
Welcome back to King Arena here for the second half of this game between the Wheaton College Thunder and the Benedictine Eagles. Currently Wheaton leading 49-25 as Benedictine starts with the ball. Carroll will inbound it to number 21, Olgaric. The three-point attempt there and some early points for Benedictine. Carquist with the first points.
Benedictine trying to play themselves back into this game with that high press and fouling as a result.
Absolutely interesting to see the full court press as an option for the first part of this game. At this point, Benedictine might as well throw everything to the wall and see what sticks. And the pass by Tate's going to be out of bounds as clearly a miscommunication on the Wheaton side.
She was just standing there in frustration. She's, kind of one of those things as Benedictine now looking to get a run going early in this period.
Olgaric will pass it out to Carroll. Carroll looking to get an opportunity. He's going to send it out to Lewandowski. Lewandowski sends up for three, no good. The rebound corralled there by Sickink. Sickink sends it to Moody. Moody will control the floor. He'll send it to Schwinn. Schwinn kicks it out to Tate. Tate trying to drive inside. She has some real estate. She's going to send it up, no good, but a foul.
Annie Tate just driving to the basket. I mean, if they're going to be given that much room on the way in and you have the speed, just go for it. And she's going to get those free throws well earned.
Absolutely. Annie Tate having 12 points in the first half. The second leading scorer here for Wheaton. And it's going to be off the front iron, no good. Tate looking to bring the Wheaton point total to 50, and she'll get it to roll.
And Wheaton's offensive ability is just showing well out in this game. Already at 50 is wild for a collegiate game as we get a three-pointer coming in.
That's going to be number 20, Sophia Harding on the three, and all of a sudden Benedictine starting to get some shots to land as they employ the full court press again. It's eased off. Schwinn will take it at the top of the key. Benedictine coming out with a little bit of fire. He's going to be passed underneath to Sickink, and Sickink scores again. 26 points, one away from her career high. Carroll trying to drive inside. Good defense played there by Mooney. Schwinn, defense, and there's going to be stolen away. It's going to be misdribbled by Carquist. And Schwinn is going to try to run the floor herself. Pass underneath to Richardson, and Richardson gets the easy basket.
Beautiful give-up play by Schwinn. Just, easy, like you said, easy basket, exactly what you teach every day in practice as they go straight down and get another one for Benedictine.
And that's a nice play. Carquist gets the play as there was a nice pass underneath. Sickink trying to run the floor. He passes it out to Tate. Tate sends it up, no foul call, and the inbound pass is going to be right to Sickink. Sickink trying to fade it off the glass, no good. As the rebound is going to be controlled by Olgaric. Carroll is going to push it up the floor. Brady wide open on the other side, but Sickink swarms and covers her up. Carroll passes out, and that's going to be to Olgaric. Olgaric trying to drive inside. Pass going to be kicked out. Lewandowski thought about it, but decided not to. Shot clock winding down to 7. Carroll trying to drive inside on Mooney. She's going to try to put up the shot, and there's going to be no good, but a foul is going to be called.
And you can see really no contact, just barely tapped the arm, and she's going to be, feel very hurt by that one. It's just clearly a mistake and one that you don't be making very often if you're anyone trying to cover a shot like that, as we get the free throws here coming from Mackenzie Carroll.
Absolutely. Benedictine will take all they can get to get back in this game as they make the first. Reduced to a 20-point deficit here, 54-34. Carroll with the second shot, and it's going to be off the rim, no good. Rebound by Annie Tate. Schwinn, pass out to Tate. Tate's going to take it up the floor here. Going to try to run the offense to herself. Behind the back, trying to drive it in, and it's going to go up, and the foul.
And Tate doing all the work herself, behind the back and through towards the rim. Beautiful run in, as it looks like Mackenzie Carroll running back to get orders from her coach.
I believe the foul was on Mackenzie Carroll for the reach-in. Tate back to the charity stripe for the second time in this early half, and she makes the first one.
And that will be Mackenzie Carroll's third foul. I do wonder if that's what she was talking about with her coach, as Addie Tate will take another free throw at the moment.
Tate makes the second. Carroll is going to try to drive it up the floor here, see if Benedictine can continue their offensive run. Carlquist is going to pass it out to Rooker. The drive in by Olgaric. There's nothing there. She's going to send it out to Carroll. Carroll trying to drive inside, passes it out to Brady. Brady for three, and she connects. Or excuse me, Sophia Hardy connects from three.
And Wheaton struggling with this press at the moment, as they do finally get it by Annie Tate, wide open right at the base of the rim.
Absolutely nice way to penetrate the trap, as Wheaton is going to want to take a timeout. Coach Madsen calling it. So far, one thing we didn't expect to see, Benedictine coming out with some good shots early on.
Yeah, this second half, Benedictine is leading in scoring in this quarter. Just the high press clearly working well for them, and actually the up-tempo shockingly working well for them as well. And that's been something that's been working against Benedictine this entire game so far. And O'Garrick also getting back on the board and actually becoming a factor once again in this game. And we didn't see her she was silent for the entire first half.
Absolutely. So far, we've seen Benedictine starting to have some of those shots land from three. Definitely seemed like they took a lot of threes in the first half. Not too much success, but obviously Wheaton, you look at the scoreboard, it's easy to sort of relax in this game, but you don't want to sleep on any opponent as a general rule.
Yeah, you want to be keeping the tempo up and keeping the energy up the entire game. Like, this is all preparation for your conference slate. And the CCIW just tends to throw the gauntlet at you. A lot of tough, gritty opponents, as Benedictine looks to get this game restarted after the full timeout.
Seems like we have a little bit of an issue with the clock, but we're going to get restarted as Sophia Hardy is going to inbound it to Mackenzie Carroll. Carroll's going to send it back to Hardy. Hardy trying to go from three. Nothing there. Defended well by Sicking. The switch. Tate's now covering. I believe that was number 11, Rucker. Oh, put it up, and it's going to be no good. Rebound by Sicking. It's going to run the floor. Richardson's going to try to pull up from three and connects.
Beautiful run of the floor by this Wheaton team. And Schwinn just a beautiful pass in.
Going to be sent inside. O'Garrick trying to get inside. The pass deflected by Richardson, recovered by Tate. Richardson making her presence known in the last few drives. Tate's going to try to go up. Guys go with the foul. Only gets the one. It doesn't get the and one, but she'll be going to the line for two.
And she's getting O'Garrick just chasing every single time she has the ball, and I believe that's also O'Garrick's. Correction, that's her second. I was about to say that was her third. As Annie Tate will get two more free throws.
Yep, this will be her third trip to the line, trying to push the Thunder total here. Currently in second with 13 points. And she will make the first one off the front iron. Tate. The second one will clank off the front, and the recovery by Hardy. It's going to be Rooker, sends it out to number 5, Hanley. Hanley sends it back to Hardy. Rooker trying to drive inside, puts it up, no good. Covered well by Annika Richardson, as Schwinn is going to run the floor once more. Schwinn sends it to Richardson. Tate on the outside, thought about pulling up for three. Now she's going to pass inside to Sinking. Sinking trying to go to work. She's going to put it up, no good. And the rebound's going to be out of bounds. But a nice play by Lily Schwen to send the ball off of Williams.
It's an incredible play to keep hold of that. Schwinn, just perfection of what you want for someone trying to keep possession. And Sinking just was getting laid off a little bit, definitely not expecting it.
Absolutely. They decide to bring in Haley Williams to cover Sicking. See if that tries to stop her. Sicking is going to go up, and she will be fouled.
And now she'll be able to try to get her career high from the stripe. 2 shots to put herself up.
Currently, Sicking with 26 points. She set her career high at 27 last night. The first shot is good. Sicking now to try to set a new career high. And it's going to be off the back iron. It'll have to wait for the next possession. 27 points for Caroline Sicking. We'll be on watch for that. It's going to be sent over to Hardy. Hardy with Sicking guarding. And there's going to be a moving screen called on number 24, Haley Williams.
And you can see just didn't quite set the feet. He was trying to get to that run just a little bit too quickly. And that would have been a great run, actually. Great little playoff of Sicking if that were to work out. But timeout for Benedictine.
So far in the second half, we've seen Benedictine start to play a little better, but Wheaton still pushing on offense as they currently lead 14-12 in this second half, 63-37 overall. And so far, we've seen some pretty good play from Benedictine, but Wheaton's still having their way offensively.
Yeah, Benedictine, like if they wanted to have a chance in this game, they need to play like this from the gun. And more power to them. They are playing very well at the moment, matching this Wheaton team pound for pound. But it just seems to be too little too late for this team. Wheaton finally finding their footing after being shocked by the high press early in the half. And it's going to be something that will hopefully, if you're this Wheaton team, you'll be able to break that more. And if you're this Benedictine team, you're going to hope that you can tire them out and you can run with them for the rest of this game.
Absolutely. So far, while Benedictine has done well offensively in the half, they still have not been able to stop the Wheaton attack, as Wheaton has a total of 63 points. So far, already on pace to beat their point total from the Oshkosh win at 69 and potentially surpass the 77 points they scored against Bethany Lutheran. Monica Richardson is going to try to take it up the floor, passes over to Sicking. Sicking crosses over Hardy. Sicking at the top of the key. She's going to pass it to Oliver, and Oliver's going to go up and get the foul.
Oliver shoved hard on the baseline, and these are very earned free throws as she just uses the screen and fakes the other way, going straight through 3 defenders and getting fouled by the last one. It's absolutely incredible work from Richardson.
Absolutely. Katie Oliver at the line now, shooting 2. And she'll clank the first. Oliver, great role player here for Wheaton, coming off the bench, providing a lot of defensive grit and spark. For the second one, it'll be good. As the inbound is going to be to Rucker. So Autumn Rucker will take it up the floor. She crosses over. Martin is going to be sent out. That's only number 15 for the shot. No good. There's number 15, Sierra Shack. As Sicking's going to try to run the floor. She wants her career high total. She's going to take it all the way, and it's going to be no good. Rebound there by Richardson, who puts it back in.
What a follow play by Richardson, exactly where she needed to be, just to collect off of that missed shot by Sicking, a very rare one that we haven't seen much tonight.
Rooker is going to try to control the tempo here for Benedictine, trying to slow things down. Hardy in the corner, guarded by Richardson, is going to fire it all the way over to Hanley. Hanley firing it back there to Hardy. Hardy with 7 seconds left on the shot clock. The drive there by number 5. I believe that was Hanley, and she gets the roll on a very difficult shot.
Marissa Hanley, an excellent shot. Just incredible that she was able to get that to go down as the high press. Wheaton finally breaking that, and Sicking driving.
She wants to try to get it herself. Sicking guarded all over so far by number 15, Skak. And it's going to be a free ball controlled there by Martin. I believe a foul is going to be called on Wheaton.
I believe that actually ended up being a jump ball. Not entirely sure, but Alexis Martin all over that one. as she will get the inbound.
Yep, it's going to be Wheaton possession as Alexis Martin will inbound it. Sierra Skack coming in from the first time, the sophomore guard out of Muskego, Wisconsin, as they put her on Sicking. The Sicking's taken out of the game in favor of Rachel Brady, and a foul is going to be called as Fiborowski was trying to drive to the basket.
And a beautiful, beautiful draw there, just taking a little bit of blocking foul, and that's not something you want this quickly, as I believe that's already 5 on this Benedictine team, and we're going to get some free shots for the Thunder.
Absolutely, as Alyssa Fiborowski will go to the line. And she'll clank the first one off the back iron. Fiborowski, the second shot. It will be good. Rucker controlling the tempo again, going at a much slower pace. Going to be passed to O'Garrick. O'Garrick trying to drive inside, steps around Richardson, and that ball is going to fall.
And O'Garrick finally getting herself moving in this game. And that took her just a little bit too long to get into it, but she will still look like she still will have a good game if she keeps this up.
Oliver is going to try to shoot for 3, and it's going to be no good. Rebound there by Brady, controlled, and it's going to be called a jump ball, possession arrow, Benedictine.
And beautiful play, just too many bodies in the same spot for both teams. No one able to cleanly get on it, unfortunately.
So we sent in 67-41 as Rucker. So far, Benedictine with some success, having Rucker controlling the floor. It's going to be passed to O'Garrick. O'Garrick's going to try to get the shot up, but it's going to be fouled.
An interesting play for a jump shot. That's kind of wild in this game when you're down by over 20 points. But a great attempt, and she's going to get the free throws to pay for it.
Absolutely. In this conditions, why not? As she makes the first one. 67-42. So Garrick trying to draw Benedictine back.
And 8 points for O'Garrick. And I believe all but 2 of those coming in this third quarter.
Absolutely, we're starting to see some of those Benedictine players finally get onto the board. Sophia Hardy as well has 8 as the inbound is taken in as Oliver is going to send it to Tate, but Tate's going to be sent too far, and it's going to be picked off there by Williams as Benedictine's going to run the floor. They're going to try to go up tempo. The shot from 3 is going to be no good there by Rucker. The rebound taken and fought for by Fiborowski, and I believe that's Hanley.
Gonna be another jump ball. That's gonna be Wheaton's way, I believe.
Absolutely, a bit of a chaotic sequence there, as it was controlled by Wheaton briefly, but Fiborowski absolutely swarmed. I believe we're gonna get some foul shots here. So the foul was called on Benedictine, and Fiborowski is gonna go back to the line.
Foul on Marissa Hanley, just coming in a little too strong on that challenge.
Micah Berkumpis is going to check into the game for the first time for Benedictine as Fiborowski makes the first point. As well as Maggie Manti will be into the game. Benedictine starting to get a look at some different players. O'Garrick is going to drive it up the floor. He's going to find, I believe that was number 23, Manthi, who had it in the corner, as O'Garrick's going to try to drive on Oliver. O'Garrick spins around, sends it to the outside. Nice pass there for Benedictine, and it's going to be converted. It's going to be Micah Berkumpis with her first points of the game. Full board press again here for Benedictine. Sandy Tate is going to send it up the floor. It's to be controlled by Kate Oliver. Oliver to Fiborowski. Martin cutting on the inside. So far, not a lot of movement here from Wheaton. Tate's going to try to drive and make something of herself. She's going to send it in, and there's going to call a charge on Wheaton.
Just a little too strong in there by Tate. It's an unfortunate call.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I saw the shuffling feet. We'll see. Clearly the ref saw something I didn't. The 68-46 Benedictine starting to get some momentum, but still a long way to go if they want to be competitive in this game. 1:19 left on the clock here in this third quarter. O'Garrick is going to send it to Rooker. Rooker's going to pass it outside, and that's going to be deflected there as Feborowski's going to try to fire it up to Martin, but it's going to go out of bounds.
Wheaton just needing to calm it down a little bit. Annie Tate, the field general, just trying to get this team to slow down a little bit. As it looks like it might actually be Wheaton ball.
I believe they're going to call that, they're going to call that off of Benedictine. As Kate Oliver will have the inbound opportunity. And now they're going to talk at the scores table about it, and the ref is going to give Coach Madsen an explanation. So Oliver's going to inbound it to Feborowski. Feborowski has Tate at the top of the key. Tate looking for someone. She's going to drive inside herself, but it's going to be stripped away there by number 23, Matthew, as Matthew's going to push it to O'Garrick. O'Garrick kicks it behind her. It's going to be a kick ball, and possession's going to go to Wheaton.
Great defensive sequence from Benedictine. It's unfortunate that they weren't able to convert on that play. And Wheaton, they need to clean up the turnovers a little bit.
Absolutely. So far, we've seen a little bit of inexperience showing as a lot of Wheaton's role players are getting into this game. Feborowski's going to try to drive. And it's going to be called a carry as Benedictine gets the ball back.
And like I just said, you gotta be rooting against turnovers for this Wheaton offense. Just something that they have had in absolute droves tonight.
Mackenzie Carroll is going to be called. I believe that's going to be an offensive off-ball foul as Feborowski hits the floor. We'll see what happened on the replay.
I believe that was a moving screen by O'Garrick. As Feborowski just caught off guard, going straight to the ground.
Tate will bring the ball up the floor, commanding this Wheaton offense. He's going to pass it out to Feborowski. Feborowski, now covered by Carroll, is going to be sent in to Oliver. Oliver finds Tate on the inside, sends it back out to Oliver. Oliver thought about the three, but she's going to travel. It's going to go back to Benedictine.
And just at the beginning of this game, the travels are coming back in droves for both teams, just getting called on just very simple calls that you can easily prevent just time and time again.
Absolutely. O'Garrick has the ball underneath. Double team there. Creates the open opportunity there. Shot put up, and that's going to be Jordan Carlwist. As now Benedictine draws within 20. 8 seconds left on the clock in the third quarter. Nice pass, but it's going to be another traveling call, this time on Kate Oliver.
And Oliver not even dribbling once, just picking it up and trying to run down with it a little bit.
6.3 seconds on the clock. Benedictine has this game back within 20 here in the half. Carroll's going to try to go. O'Garrick's going to put it up, and she's going to get the shot as the buzzer goes off. A nice quarter there for Benedictine as they're able to get it under 20 here, 68-50, as Wheaton got a little sloppy, unfortunately, in the second half so far.
Yeah, and O'Garrick finally getting over that 10-point threshold. First Benedictine player in double digits in this game, and like you said, Benedictine outscoring Wheaton in that quarter. And unfortunately, it will just be too little, too late, barring catastrophe, of course.
Absolutely. So far, it's good to see a developing team as Benedictine, who's have a tough season so far, start to get some momentum. And for Wheaton, obviously, this is a time they didn't put Sick Ink on the floor that much. They didn't have Richardson as well as Mooney or Oliver on as much. But you had a lot of players like Feborowski, Martin getting into this game, and you have Annie Tate trying to coach everyone on the floor. What are you looking for in this team as some of those players try to get worked into this game?
You're looking for the experience of these upperclassmen to rub off on these young guys, because they are the future of your program, and these are really going to be some of the few opportunities you get this season to give them game time, give them like real life practice. And I think this is something that you need for any team like this, that you're going to be able to give them the proper experience and a proper exposure without making them disillusioned with the sport and with what's going on, because it can be very hard for some of these players who haven't had the opportunity.
Absolutely. So far, we see some of the Wheaton starters return to the floor as Mooney, Schwinn, and Richardson are back on, as well as Caroline Sickink, who is a point away from passing her career high. Schwinn's going to send it out to Tate. Tate trying to look for someone. Richardson on the outside. Richardson is going to send it back to Tate. He's going to send it inside to Sickink. Sickink working there on Benedictine. She's going to put it up. No good. The rebound is going to be corralled. Sickink's able to get it back, but a foul is going to be called. And it's going to be sent the other way. Foul offensively.
Correction, they're going to call a jump ball. Not really sure.
That's going to be a jump ball. Interesting call there from the referees.
What that was about, but it looks like Benedictine will look to try to get the same result as they did last quarter, win this half.
Mooney battling Carroll for the ball. It's going to be passed out to O'Garrick. O'Garrick covered by Richardson. He's going to put up the shot, and O'Garrick's going to get it to fall.
And O'Garrick finally going, and she's scoring well for this Benedictine offense.
Full court press here in effect for Benedictine. Mooney's going to pass it up. Tate wide open underneath. She's going to put it up, get the foul, and not make the basket, but she'll be going to the charity stripe.
Just left wide open, no one chasing her down. It was too little, too late coming from Micah Bercampus. As we will get two shots coming from Annie Tate.
So far, a good way to try to kill the Benedictine momentum here. Tate for the first shot, and she's going to sink it. It'll be her 19th point on the game as she looks to get into the 20 range. And she'll make it. 70-52 here as Wheaton still retains a pretty comfortable 18-point lead. Carroll is going to try to send it in to O'Garrick. O'Garrick working on Sickink. O'Garrick's going to put it up, and it's going to go in and out. Sickink with a rebound, fought for by Carroll. Sickink now trapped, and she's going to get it out to Schwinn. Wheaton's going to want to run the floor. Richardson is going to send it to Tate. Tate looking for the opportunity. Sickink trying to drive inside, get her career high. The foul, and it's going to be sent the other way. Offensive foul on Caroline Sickink.
Sickink just a little bit too ambitious going in there, wanting to get that career high, but she does have a double-double off her last rebound. If for any solace from that offensive possession.
Absolutely, so far 27 points. Is a nice pass underneath, but it's going to be in and out there for Carroll as Sickink is going to look to run the floor. She's going to pull up though, guarded by Carroll. She's going to fire it out to Mooney. Mooney to Richardson. He's going to find Tate underneath. Tate looking, she gets the ball stripped away, and that's going to be a turnover there for Wheaton as Benedictine recovers.
Great move by Carlquist to gain possession for this Benedictine offense.
It's going to be number 22. Bercampus sends it out, fired all the way across the end. Three-point attempt. And the foul is going to be called on the floor as there was a defensive foul on Wheaton.
Yeah, Richards just a little bit trying to chase it down, not realizing there was another Benedictine player in the region, just running straight through her. Which is exactly not what you want to happen.
Carlquist is going to inbound as Schwinn currently guarding her. Carroll on the outside, guarded by Mooney. Inside to O'Garrick. It's going to be kicked back out to Bercampus. Bercampus is going to dribble the ball, and it's going to go out on Benedictine. Possession Wheaton.
And this Benedictine team just a little bit sloppy on offensive possession. You want to see the ball being held a little bit easier than it has been so far in this game.
So far, we've seen Benedictine try to reestablish their offensive game. They've had a few mistakes on the early goings. The full court press is into effect. Pass out to Richardson. Richardson is going to put up the shot, and she's going to be fouled.
I'd argue a very bad shot being rewarded by the foul there. Beautiful pass in from Mooney to Richardson. It's just going to be an interesting shot to be taken, but thankfully there will be two shots that she earns.
Richardson is going to put up the first shot and will make it. 71-52 here. As Wheaton looks to push the lead back to 20. Richardson will make the second. It's going to be inbound there as Carroll's going to drive it down with a 20-point deficit. And it's going to be intercepted there by Mooney. And Mooney's going to try to take it herself. Carroll approaching. Mooney's going to put it up and lay it in.
Coast to coast for Mooney. Beautiful possession. That play just made all on her own. Incredible.
As Mooney is now going to be guarding Carroll. Nice defense. So here by Anna Mooney is going to get the trap as is going to be passed out by Olgaric to, I believe that was Carquist, who tried to shoot it up, but no good. Sicking, driving, trying to see if she can break her career high. She's going to drive to the basket, put it up, and it's good! Caroline Sicking, 29 points on the night.
Career high for Sicking, a career night. Just incredible play from her so far in this game. And you got to wonder if now that she has the career high, if she's going to come sub out pretty soon.
We'll see what Coach Madsen does. The shot is going to be put up by Carlquist, and that's going to be good. Still a 72-52 lead. The Sicking still on the floor. Going to be passed out to Mooney. Mooney
receiving a double
in the
team.
Corner. And there's going to be a timeout there by Coach Madsen.
Good timeout from Madsen. I mean, receiving the double team, that's exactly where you don't want to be. Just trapped in a corner right by the sideline. So thankfully, Mooney not having to deal with a turnover. And it looks like Madsen will get an opportunity to get the subs in that he wants for this final 6 minutes of the game.
Absolutely, 6 minutes left, 76-54. Wheaton in comfortable, controlling lead here. Definitely seen the effects of putting the starters back in as Wheaton has scored 8 compared to Benedictine's 4 so far in this fourth quarter. And finally, we see Caroline Sicking put it back into the game. A few tries, it took a little bit, but we finally got her career high, 29 points on the night.
And you wonder if she was trying to force it for a little bit there, but it definitely came to her eventually as she got a few open looks and was able to finally get her career highs. It will be Annie Tate taking this throw in once Benedictine comes out.
Absolutely.
Benedictine taking full advantage of this timeout.
So far, we see the starters back in for Wheaton with Richardson, Schwinn, Oliver, Sicking, and Tate all on the floor. Looks like Coach Madsen got a lot of the experience in during the third quarter, as now we'll see some subs in for Benedictine, as Madeline Keeler will check into the games, number 10 for Benedictine, as well as we will see Sophia Hardy once more back on the floor along with Sierra Scapp. Tate will inbound there to Schwinn. Schwinn trying to drive. It's going to be cut for Sicking. Sicking picks it up, no good. Rebounded by Sicking, trying to battle underneath the basket, and she's going to get the second chance opportunity.
Relentless play from Sicking, just chasing down every rebound and laying it straight back up as we get a defensive turnover here for the Thunder.
And Oliver is going to slow it down a little bit, try to take some time off the clock. He's going to kick it around, find Schwinn. Schwinn will pass back out to Tate. Tate's going to take the three, and she's going to connect.
O'Garrick just unable to close it down. I'd keep an eye on how she's going to be playing defense for the rest of this period. She is on 4 fouls at the moment.
23 points for Annie Tate. We've seen a lot of the Wheaton scoring coming from her, having a fantastic night. And the ball's going to be dribbled around, recovered by Oliver. Oliver looking to push the floor, and she's going to hold up for a bit. She didn't have the numbers. Richardson's going to kick it out to Sicking. Sicking is going to work there on Olgaric. She's going to pass it out. Nice pass to Oliver. Oliver is going to step through, no good, as the rebound is going to be taken by Tate. And they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow, Wheaton.
Incredible work from both Tate and Sicking, combining for 54 points in this game. Just an absolute workload coming through them, and Wheaton having 3 players in double figures. Richards also as well with 11 points in this game.
Myra Breedlove will check into the game for Benedictine for the first time, as there's going to be double dribble there, and it's going to go back to Benedictine. 5 minutes left here, 81-54. As Madeline Keeler will get the opportunity to take it up the floor for the Eagles. Covered by Oliver. And Shaq thought about the three, no good. Sent in by Hardy, and that's going to be over the head I believe that was number 3 there, Compass. And it's going to be it's going to be ruled out on Wheaton, and Benedictine will inbound.
Faborowski not liking the last couple calls against her, as now Benedictine trying to get this in quickly to try to get around this Wheaton defense.
It's going to be Hardy as the ball. She's going to send it out. As Keeler is going to send it, and there's going to be a shot clock violation.
And that's going to be on the Benedictine bench for not letting their offense know. Just that's something you can't have in this game.
Number 14, Belle Eaton will check into the game for Wheaton. First time we've seen her this year. A 5'10" freshman out of Eagan, Minnesota. We'll get some minutes here for Wheaton. Richardson, send it to Oliver. Oliver looking to drive on Schooler. And it's going to be put up by Richardson, and who will get the basket?
And Annika Richardson fired up after that play. She loved that pass that came through to her, and just ecstatic that she was able to get that. I believe that was going to be Kate Oliver with the assist.
Absolutely. So far, we've seen a few people check into the Benedictine team we haven't seen before, as Benedictine's using this opportunity down by, I believe, around 19 or so, to get the ball back in and get some opportunity for these younger players.
Yeah, and it's going to be definitely something that both these teams will be doing early in the season. We are still in the non-conference schedule. None of these games technically matter for both of these teams, so it's going to be getting that youth and getting that experience between their players that won't always see the floor, but will be important role players. Like Wheaton coming in, she might not see the floor much this year, but it's pivotal is that she's going to be able to get game minutes and be able to play herself onto the team already, as she is just able to have minutes on the floor.
Absolutely, and now we see the full range of substitutes come in for Wheaton, as we get number 32, Jenna Hunter, coming in, as well as number 22, Petra Tumbach. Faborowski onto the floor with Brady and Belle Eaton. So I'd like to correct my math from earlier. It's a 29-point advantage for Wheaton.
And it's an entire underclass lineup, other than Rachel Brady. It's exactly what you want to see if you're this Thunder team. Let your seniors sit out. Let your leaders just be able to have their rest on the bench and be able to watch.
Brady on defense, and she's going to be guarding Schooler. Schooler trying to put it up, and she goes off the bank, no good. Rebound there is going to be taken by Hunter, as Faborowski's going to run the floor. Faborowski trying to drive inside, she kicks it out to Eaton. Eaton back to Faborowski. See if Faborowski trying to create scoring opportunities for some of the underclassmen here in the game so far. 2 seconds on the shot clock. It's going to be passed over to Hunter. Hunter's going to put it up, no good. Rebound opportunity for Hunter, and she's going to put it up, no good once again. Rebound by Brady. Brady looking to see if she can get the opportunity, and she's going to lay it in.
Under and around the basket, beautiful lay-in, as it looks like there will be another sub coming in for Wheaton.
I believe will be coming in for Faborowski, so we will get an all underclassman lineup outside of Brady, and that's going to be out on Benedictine. 2 more subs will be in. It's going to be number 11, Natalie Duncan, in for Wheaton, the freshman guard out of La Quinta, California, and then number 13, Lily Cato, who we saw earlier in the game, the freshman out of Calistac, California. All underclassmen team here for Wheaton as the subs are in to play out these final 3 minutes. Number 1, Carlquist, Jenna Carlquist, is in, and the shot's going to be put up. And it's going to be called a shot clock violation on Benedictine.
And a 31-point game is very tough to believe that you're getting down to these shot clock violations. Good work by this defensive front for these young players for the Thunder.
Duncan's going to send it in to Cato. Cato's going to have the opportunity to run the floor, and it's going to be a traveling violation on Cato. Definitely we're seeing some of the inexperience show so far here in these final 3 minutes.
But Coach Madsen will definitely use this experience for as a teaching moment for a lot of these players. And I mean, they are still playing well in this game. I know they've only been in for a couple minutes, but I mean, they're still doing the good work that their upperclassmen have put up for them.
Absolutely, and then with a team with a lot of seniors such as, oh, and there's going to be a foul there. I believe that'll be on Eaton. As we see, a lot of the players for Wheaton, like Sickink and Tate, are in their senior year, so definitely a good chance to get some of the future players in, because in a few years, these will be the people who will be the faces of the Wheaton women's basketball program. It's going to be number 14, Schuler, who's going to try to make her first points of the game. She clanks the first free throw. Schuler. The second attempt and is going to be good. Taken underneath by Cato. Cato has got to fire it in to Duncan, as Eaton will have the ball on the floor. Sends it back to Cato. Cato trying to run the offense. He'll pass it out to number 22, Tumbach, who sends it to, believe, that was number 32, Hunter. Scramble on the other side. Recovered there. Pass to Hunter. Hunter's going to put it up and get the and one.
And that bench is fired up. Beautiful work by Hunter, just keeping herself in the play. Just following that missed ball too and just getting that right in. Beautiful work by this team.
Jenna Hunter, the freshman from Peyton, Illinois, getting her first opportunity, trying to convert the N1. She clanks it off the side, but she almost gets the rebound, and it's going to be out and off of Wheaton. So Benedictine will have the ball with the final 2 minutes.
An interesting run of play on that one. Not often you see the ball literally rolling out of bounds.
Yep. When we see in some of these final minutes, you can see a lot of different things happen. A lot of different things. We passed to number 2, Katie Knutson, who's into the game for the first time. As number 22, Tumbach, hits the floor for Wheaton. 14, Schooler trying to guard it in, is going to put it up, no good. Rebound to Cato. Cato is going to pick up her dribble as Kira Carriger is in the game for Wheaton. Cato trying to drive inside. She's going to take the three, and it's going to be no good. Rebound there by Benedictine as Knutson's trying to run the floor. She's going to take it herself, put it up, no good. Rebound there by Eaton, and it's going to send it back to Cato. A minute 10 left in the game. Cato kicks it out to Carriger. Carriger will send it around the horn to Eaton. Eaton putting it up, no good. And it's going to be sent out, rebounded there. And Eaton's going to put it up, and Eaton's going to get the points.
And that's going to be her first points of her Wheaton career. As Wheaton now edging that 90-point valley.
Belle Eaton, the 5'10 freshman out of Eagan, Minnesota. 3-point for Benedictine, no good. And now we're into the final 40 seconds of the game. Cato looking to run the floor. Eaton is going to have the ball fire out of bounds, go back to Benedictine. In the final minutes, Eaton trying to get creative. Final 32 seconds of the game. It's going to be inbound and it's going to be out of bounds off of Benedictine, as Wheaton will have the chance to run out the final 28 seconds, shot clock turned off.
And a great game by this Thunder team. They took control early, and Caroline Sickink was the answer for this Thunder team, but don't forget Annie Tate. Her and Annika Richardson both in double figures, double-double for Sickink. I mean, you can't ask for much better from this Wheaton offense.
Absolutely. Wheaton came out, absolutely dominated Benedictine in the early goings, had a dominant second quarter as well. Third quarter, the opportunity for some of the freshmen to come in, get some good experience as the clock ticks down to 0. And that's going to be your ball game. 89-55 will be your final as the buzzer sounds. And Wheaton improved to 3-0 on the season.
Great game by this Thunder team. Can't have asked for much better from any of these players. I mean, the only thing that they're going to look to clean up in future games are the turnovers that we saw that were ever so prevalent throughout the game. But otherwise, great showing from both offense and defense tonight.
Absolutely. Wheaton coming out firing on all cylinders. Caroline Sickink finishes the game with 31 and 12 rebounds for a double-double. Annie Tate finishes with 23 of her own. Annika Richardson with 13 points as Wheaton dominates the Benedictine Eagles. Dominic Brown and Jacob Fatma. We'll be back with you briefly for the men's basketball game against Lake Forest, but for now, saying so long and be right back from King Arena.